Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights.
So there's a very big question how to start the journey in the data engineering field. Give you a very simplistic way of the roadmap. So I've created this roadmap as per the market standards. Don't think that SQL is not needed in data engineering. So make sure you learn all these data warehouse. You should also learn about the data modeling concepts. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So 2025 year is about to arrive, and if you are looking to become a data engineer, this is the right time to start with. And if you are already a data engineer and you want to upskill yourself, again, this is the right time to start with, because in next 2 months you can cover a lot of things. So there's a very big question how to start the journey in the data engineering field. You can start the journey in many ways. Everyone has a different roadmap to follow. But in this video, I will go ahead and give you a very simplistic way of the roadmap. So you have to follow that roadmap very efficiently and consistently from starting to end to become one of the top-notch data engineer. So, if you are starting with this roadmap, before you do that, I would request you to go ahead and put it in the comment section when exactly you are watching this video of the roadmap and when exactly will you start following this roadmap to achieve your goals. Once you have put it in the comment section, the date on which you are starting this roadmap, from that date, check after 1 month how much have you covered. Come back to the comment section in your comment, go ahead and post again what all things you have covered, because it's not a small journey. In 5 days you are not able to learn any data engineering skills. It's going to take time. So how much time it will take, that's again a big question. It sometimes takes 2 months for some people, sometimes it takes 5 months, sometimes it takes 6 months. If you are a beginner, it will take more time. If you are an experienced person already and know few skills of data engineering, it will take less time because you are just upskilling yourself, right? So don't think about the time frame much, but think about what knowledge are you gaining, how much expertise you have at that time for data engineering. So do it in your own pace, because it's not only that you are learning, you may be working professional, you may have some other personal things to do, right? So just do it in your own space and you will be able to complete the complete roadmap someday. So I would request you to come back after a month, 2 months, let us know. It will help you in checking how much have you covered. So it will create a sense of accountability in that case. So that's how a learning process should be there, because learning data engineering skill is a lengthy process. It's not a 5 day job, as I said, right? So, but it's not even difficult. You can follow this particular roadmap and you will get all the required skills starting from beginner to the advanced level. So now, again, as I talked about, how much time will you take? It depends upon you. So don't ask me how much time it will take. It depends upon how much time you are putting in the learning process every day. If you put some hours every day, at some point of time you will be able to learn all the data engineering skills that is required. So guys, let's go ahead and follow this roadmap to become one of the top data engineers. So even if you are an advanced data engineer and you know some skills and you want to upskill, make sure to also go ahead and follow this roadmap and revise the topics that you already know, and also upskill yourself that is needed for the industry. So I've created this roadmap as per the market standards, what all things that the market is requiring right now to be a data engineer in the coming future, that is from 2025 onwards. So let me go ahead and explain you each and every topic and the roadmap that I created in this particular video. So if you can see on my screen in this data engineer, it has a lot of things that you need to learn. Don't go ahead and get overwhelmed in it. So the first thing that you need to learn here is your programming language. So what does the programming language means? There are different programming language that you can go ahead and use. That is, the first thing is your Python. So if I will show you here, it has the Python as the first knowledge that you need to be a data engineer. Once you have completed the Python, then you can use the Scala. You can learn Scala or you can learn Java. So all these three are programming language that you need to learn. So if you want a complete roadmap how also to learn a programming language, I will soon create that particular video and I will pin that in the I button. You can watch that as well. But these three are the mandatory skills that you will be requiring in order to go ahead and become a data engineer. Along with Python, Scala, and Java, you will be requiring SQL. Don't think that SQL is not needed in data engineer. It's one of the top thing that you will be requiring in everyday basis, because while analyzing the data, while finding some data validation issues, while finding some bugs, this SQL will be needed, because business analyst and all data science team will give you a SQL query and will tell you that data is not present or there's some problem in the data. Then you need to run the SQL query and find out where exactly the problem is lying and also debug the issues. So the main skill here in the data engineer world will also be an SQL. So don't forget to learn SQL. So this is the one primary thing that you need to learn. So in data engineering field, if I talk about, then Python is the most preferred language nowadays along with the Scala. So if you know these two things, then it's very great. Now, if we talk about other titles, then it has Linux and shell scripting. Linux and shell scripting means you need to go ahead and know some basic Linux and shell scripting language. You don't need a very advanced level. In the Linux command, you just need to find some patterns in the word or patterns in the complete sentence, or you want to go ahead and create your directory, you want to transfer the data to your Linux system or to your HDFS. So for that, Linux and shell scripting is required for the basic level. Then comes with the DBMS. In the DBMS, you have different parts. So if you will see here, you have RDBMS and you have NoSQL. RDBMS are the transactional system that is used in the database management system. And there's one more management system called NoSQL, in which you can go ahead and store the data. So what types of RDBMS you need to learn? One is MySQL, second is Postgres, and third is SQL Server. It's not needed that you need to learn each and every RDBMS. You can learn one and that will be sufficient to start with. And then you have your NoSQL database. In NoSQL database, you can go ahead and learn any one of the following. It could be Cassandra, it could be HBase, or it could be MongoDB as well. Once you have learned about RDBMS and NoSQL database, then you can jump into basics of RDBMS. It's very important to go ahead and know what is the basics of RDBMS. So if you will see here, there are DDLs, there are DMLs, there are ACID transaction, there is ER model, normalization, integrity constraint. You should be aware of all these concepts. And then, as I was talking about SQL, you should be knowing each and every topic about it. How exactly to go ahead and join different tables. How you can do a where condition. How you can group by and use having clause in the aggregated functions. How you can use in, not exist clause, and how you can use the date time functions. So it's very important to know how to use the date time functions as well. Don't go ahead and ignore this. It is very important. Now Then you can go ahead and learn the aggregated functions, like how to calculate the minimum value of something, maximum value of something, average of it, and count of it. Then comes the advanced level, which is CTE, which is important again. In CTE, you have iterative way and recursive way. Make sure to learn both the ways. Then you can learn about the subqueries, and then we have the windowing function. Windowing function is also very important. If you will see, you need to know about the lag function, lead function. Then you have rank, dense rank, row number, and then you can also learn about the min, max, average, count, and also the order by clause and the partition by clause, how to exactly use these order by and partition by clause. So SQL is very extensive. Make sure to learn it thoroughly and start from beginning to advanced level. You should know the SQL till the advanced level. Then comes our cloud platform. In the cloud platform, you have three platforms basically. In this, you have AWS, Azure, and GCP. You can start or pick any one cloud platform. It's not mandatory that you need to pick up AWS or you need to pick up GCP. You can pick up any cloud platform. It could be AWS, Azure, or GCP, and learn all the services that is included in the AWS. Not all, but the ones that is required for data engineering role. So the most popular services for AWS that you need to learn here is AWS Glue, S3, Athena, Redshift, Kinesis, and Lambda. So AWS has a storage location, it has their data warehouse, it has a system for streaming data, and Lambda step functions. So all these things you should be aware of. Now, it comes about Azure, same services are there, the same common functionality is there, the names are different, and the interfaces are different in it. So Synapse is a data warehouse, ADLS you need to learn, which is a storage location, and then you have ADF, which is Azure Data Factory, where you can go ahead and create your pipelines and schedule your pipelines, and then you have your blob storage where you actually store your blobs. Then comes with the GCP, in which you have your BigQuery, the data flow, cloud storage, and PubSub for the streaming data sets. So all these things you should be aware of in the cloud platform, because cloud is one of the advanced thing, and it's one of the trending thing in the market. If you have this cloud platform technology knowledge, then you get a upper hand among other candidates that are actually preparing for the interviews as well or trying to get a job. Then comes with the ETL tool. In the ETL tool, if you will see here, you have to have it's a low code based format, right? So in just like a drag and drop, you don't have to code so much using Python and all. So here you need to be aware of Informatica, Talent, Fivetran, DBT, Apache NiFi, and AWS Glue. These are some ETL tools that you should be aware of. Again, these are very trending in the market. If you have these knowledge, it will give you an upper hand always. So these are some basic things. Let's come about around the big data itself. So in the big data, if you will see here, we have Hive, which we always use. In any project, you can come across Hive. Then you have Scoop, where exactly you are transferring the data from one data source to another data source. Then is the Spark. Spark is a mandatory thing nowadays. If you don't know Spark, then don't go into the big data engineering role, because Spark is a mandatory thing. You need to know about the Spark. So the Spark can be written using SQL as well as it can be written in the Python. So make sure you know about both the ways how to go ahead and write your Spark codes. Then comes about the streaming data sets. So in the streaming data sets, you have your Kafka, how exactly you can stream the data sets using your Kafka. And nowadays, Databricks is one of the technology which is emerging and evolving a lot. So Databricks is required nowadays for most of the projects. So make sure you learn Databricks as well. Then comes with the data warehousing. In the data warehousing, again, you have different data warehouses that has been provided. The most widely used data warehouse is the Snowflake. And also it has Azure Synapse and AWS Redshift and the Hive. So make sure you learn all these data warehouse. You should also learn about the data modeling concepts like star schema, snowflake schema, how to create the data models, what is facts, what is dimensions. So these all things comes under data modeling along with the data warehousing. Then comes the storage layer. So in the storage layer, you have Delta Lake where you store your data. You have Apache Hudi. You have Apache Iceberg. Then comes with the CI/CD here. If you will see in the CI/CD, you have your Git actions. You should be know about the pull, push, commit, merge, rollback. All these things you should be aware about the Git actions, and you should have one knowledge about the Git. That is either it could be GitHub, could be GitLab, could be your Bitbucket. Then you should also know about the Jenkins and Kubernetes. If you are creating any pipeline, then you will be actually scheduling those pipeline and managing your workflows. How you can do that? One is using the Airflow, and second is using the cloud base. If you talk about the cloud base, then you have your Azure Data Factory in case of Azure ADF, and in case of AWS, you have your AWS Step Functions. And last but not the least, it's not about the technical knowledge always, but it's also about the soft skill knowledge. So you should be able to communicate your ideas across the team, and you should be able to go ahead and collaborate across the team, because you, as a data engineer, you will be going ahead and collaborating with different teams like your business team, your stakeholders, your product team, your data science team, your business analyst team. There are so many teams that you need to go ahead and collaborate with. So, team collaboration is very important. And last but not the least, here you should be aware of one project management tool like the Jira or like the Confluence page, right? So you should be aware of all these things to become one of the top data engineers. So this was the complete roadmap for the data engineer. I hope you have liked the complete roadmap and follow this roadmap extensively to become the data engineer. Or if you are trying to upskill also, you can go ahead and follow this roadmap. And don't forget to go ahead and share it with your friends so that friends can also benefit from this particular roadmap. Or you can also go ahead and share it with your colleagues and all to go ahead and follow this roadmap. And if you have liked this video, then please don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I will continue creating much more videos related to data engineering field, so stay tuned.
Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.